So this is the cloning hood where we do all of our work. That's sterile. This is a sterile hood. Before using it, we should wipe this down with 7% ethanol. You never know who the last person was that used it, but this is a nice spray. So we'll spray down the before we even begin, so we know that it's clean. Because there are media spots on here, you can see that haven't quite been cleaned off, but if at least the surface isn't sterilized, that represents particularly E. coli maybe in that media, and may contaminate our plates, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to keep everything as clean as possible. Now, we have, this is some media that does not have agar in it. We need to make some media that has agar in it so that it'll form bacteria Petri plates. Bacteria Petri plates, or our culture plates, are stored in this fridge, and we want to generate something like this. That's a hard agar that we can grow out our E. coli on. So now I have 10 Petri plates here. This is a sleeve of Petri plates. 10 have been used already. It's been used incorrectly, and I'm showing you a bad example here. What happened was someone ripped open the top, which is fine, you got to get at them somehow, right? But they ripped it all the way down to here. Problem is that the 10 that were used originally, that's fine, they were fine, but then these have sat up on the counter for I don't know how many weeks, right? And they could have been contaminated because it wasn't closed. Often, so ideally you'll open a slit here at the top and then squeeze out, kind of like a tube of toothpaste, right? And you squeeze out the number of plates you need from the bottom. And sometimes you use a whole liter will pour all the plates in one sleeve. We only have half a liter, so we have about half a sleeve here. Now the other thing about this, let's get these out, is that the plates are, first they're upside down, and that's good. It's just the way that we normally handle them. The bacteria, when we incubate them, we'll put the plates upside down. We'll also do all of our writing and annotation on the bottom, if you will. Sometimes if it's cut nicely, then you can reuse the sleeve as a container and tape the top. Now every one of these plates that I'm pouring, I need to put my name on them, the class or project that I'm doing it, and also the date. And so those three things are important to have on every plate. Every so often we go through the fridge and we'll throw away plates that are not labeled, and plates that are expired more than 6 weeks or so, because the bacteria on them really aren't that good anyway, and usually people have got off what they need after that amount of time. So the other thing to check is that we need to pour the media when it's not too hot or not too cold. And right now we only have the media in here. It's starting to set. The way to check the temperature is with our little digital thermometer. Now this is a laser thermometer, so be careful not, because it will bounce. The laser bounces off these stainless steel sides, so try not to shine it in your eyes. But it does a fairly good job. So this is now at 46 degrees Celsius, right? Right at about 30 or so, it'll start to set up. So I need to get my IPTG, X-Gal, and my ampicillin in there before it gets too late. And now is a good time to do that. It's at 43. It's going to start setting up soon, so we better put the ampicillin in it. Now this I know is half a liter. It's 500 milliliters. So for half a liter, we need to put in half a milliliter of ampicillin. The ampicillin is at 10 milligrams per milliliters. Let's swirl that around and get it well mixed. Okay. Generally, what we're going to do as a class is put the ampicillin in now, let it cool, let the plates harden a little bit, and then we'll put the IPTG and X-Gal on top of that and spread it. So we're just surface treating the plates with those two reagents for the screening process. Now if you look closely here, the plates are upside down. In general, you want to have about 20 milliliters per plate and fill it up. I'm being generous here because I know we've got more media than we need. Okay. So it's better to start on the bottom. So I'm just looking at the side of the plate and I want to have it about halfway full. And you notice that I have put bubbles in this as I was shaking it. Those bubbles can be confused for colonies later on. So it's nice not to have bubbles in the media when you're pouring it. And I'll show you a trick how to get rid of it. It doesn't have to be this full. Although you do run into problems if the media is too thin on the plate. You want to make sure you've got ample media in there. What happens is it ends up drying out too quickly in the refrigerator and you don't have good bacterial growth. So one thing you can do to get the bubbles away, we're starting this lighter here. What you can